I saw that somebody asked, why did I put the stream at 8:07? I don't know. It adds some character, 8:07. It's like an MLB start time. I think the World Series games start at 8:08. So there's this Kamala interview I'm going to be reacting to. We've also got this. I don't know if people want me to watch this. Eminem introducing Obama. I thought Harris was going to be there. I guess not. Eminem introducing Kamala at a rally.
So, Detroit, let's make sure the world hears us.
They keep bringing out Gretchen Whitmer. But I figured I would react to some of these clips here. Dude, I saw the Eminem. Have you seen the Eminem rap from 2017 against Trump? Oh my God. It looks so bad now because at least in 2017 they were like, oh yeah, Trump's Hitler. There was actually an article today that said Trump was Hitler. It just came out today. I was like, I thought that this was from 2016, 2017, but they're bringing it back. I think they're raging so much now. It's just anything goes. They're just trying to throw anything at the wall at this point. Gretchen Whitmer, she's been known to like Doritos. People should just ask her about Doritos the whole time. We have talked about polls and early voting. What's the deal with Rasmussen only +1 in North Carolina? What do you mean Rasmussen only +1 in what context? Their daily, a daily poll from Rasmussen I wouldn't put much stock into. I don't know. You mean +1 in North Carolina? Yeah, dude, but I don't know. We just got word that the Democrats don't like where they stand in North Carolina. If you're talking about, well, Trump's only up by half a point in North Carolina, is it really the end of the world? You're going to get it's not like it's going to be the polls are going to be exactly right. It could be a 2-point error underestimating Trump in North Carolina, and then every other state might not underestimate Trump. They should cancel Eminem. There's no point. Who cares about canceling people? He's just a piece of shit. He's kind of forced to be a Democrat, though, being a rapper, like being a white rapper, you're kind of forced to. I got to stop doing that with my arms. Do you think election night will be called at midnight? Yeah, I think it'll be pretty well known by midnight. I don't think it'll take days, man. If it takes days, it feels like that's probably surprisingly closer than we expect, that's for sure. But let's see what Kamala has to say. It looks like she's trying to maybe do a January 6th. Let's see what she has to say here.
We've got 2 weeks to go, and I'm very much grounded in the present in terms of the task at hand, and we will deal with election night and the days after as they come, and we have the resources and the expertise and the focus on that as well.
So you have teams ready to go? Is that what you're saying? Are you thinking about that as a possibility?
Of course. We've got 2 weeks to go, and I'm very...
Oh, man. Ready to challenge the election results. Could we come full circle? Can we get a Democrats January 6th with Destiny leading and Destiny breaking in, saying it's rigged against, if Trump wins, dude, imagine we sucker the Democrats into doing it. No, they would never do it. They would never do it. We need to come full circle. We need a Democrats insurrection. The Democrats are going to claim fraud. They're going to say it's rigged. Russia maybe Russia rigged it. I don't know. The pantsuit. She's rocking the Hillary.
With President Biden. Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and
this is all meaningless fluff.
And capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
And you never saw anything like what happened,
except they forced him out
at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates.
It was a bad debate. He looked dead.
That's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the...
It was a bad debate. He looked like a corpse.
Top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What do you think?
I am running for president of the United States. Joe Biden is not. And My presidency will be about bringing a new generation of leadership to America that is focused on the work that we need to do to invest in the ambitions and aspirations of the American people.
It's a judgment question. That's why I ask. Can the American people trust you in these moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way? So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is you feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden.
I have worked with Joe Biden, hours and hours and hours over these 4 years, whether it be in the Situation Room or the Oval Office. Joe Biden is the one who was able to bring NATO together during a crisis.
Yeah, he bragged about basically starting the Russia-Ukraine war by expanding NATO. She's
where,
right.
For the first time in 70 years, Europe saw and has seen war. Joe
Because
Biden has done the work that has been about being a leader on what we have done to fix so much of what has been broken in terms of the economy because of Donald Trump's mismanagement. I speak with not only sincerity,
the $2 trillion plan,
but with a real firsthand account of watching him do this work. I have no reluctance in saying that.
Yeah, it's just she's stumbling. And then we've got this. Trump is literally Hitler. And it's like, oh my God, this is from 2016. No, it's from today. They're bringing it back. Trump is Hitler. You know, the funny thing is there's a lot of right-wing people, a lot of far right-wing people that don't like Trump. They think he's not far enough right. They think he's pandering to, and he is kind of pandering to independence, but it's just funny how they're still calling him Hitler. Trump is Hitler again. Oh my God. He was only president for 4 years and he didn't nuke anyone, but he's Hitler. Yeah, they're getting crazy, man. The Atlantic is just completely going on. There's every day now it is. Every single day. The Atlantic is just, there's a headline. It's like they know they've lost and they have to like, it's a summoning circle. Like, can we make just the craziest headline? The next headline, it's like, Trump is literally Satan. I had a dream last night. That's going to be tomorrow. They said, Trump is Satan. It's coming out tomorrow. I was born in a small town. I was born in a small town. Roger, what's up, man? It's good to see you. It's been a rough few days for Dark MAGA, that's for sure. It needs to start going up. Yeah, I don't even know what she's talking about NATO. She's referencing the reason the war started with NATO expansion, and she's a clown. They're officially out of ideas. Well, I think we knew they were out of ideas when they started claiming that Trump was too old. That's when you knew that, because that is just as pathetic as it gets. Look at this. They're now polling Virginia. The last poll that this pollster did only had Harris +3. So I'm not saying that, oh, this next poll is going to be maybe Trump leading Virginia, but this will be interesting to see what poll. I'm glad they're polling Virginia. There really has been no polls out of Virginia, but this could be good for Trump, man. This could be good for Trump. We'll have to see. What if it's Trump +1? The panic out of Virginia if we get a Trump +1. Yeah, you know what it is, Roger? It's just people buy in, and then if it doesn't go up in a day, they sell. I'd like to think it's bots, but it's just cope. But we just gotta wait. I mean, you know, it's not easy with this stuff. You gotta wait. But the market is tanking. The politify market is. Jack, what's up, man? MJ, what's up? Life is all right, man. We're coming down to it here. The home stretch. It is 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the election. You know, normally the market seems to move. The one thing that's been moving I saw was the popular vote, believe it or not. Now the popular vote's starting to move. Maybe it's, oh yeah, no, it is moving. Yeah, no, it is seriously moving. Because I was just looking at that wrong. Yeah, there it is. So now it's 60-40 because it was at 38. Well, Trump's at 41. Rogan interview is a bad move. Rogan won't let an answer like Trump's healthcare answer from the debate slide could produce some bad clips for Trump. I highly doubt that. I think Rogan's already talked about what he wants to talk about in that interview, and it's mainly based around more human type things, like Trump's feelings when he went into the White House, and almost like behind the scenes perspective. That's what the interview is going to be more about. I don't think it's going to be, what's your healthcare plan? I highly doubt that. Indiana versus Ohio State prediction. I think Ohio State will win. They just got too much talent. Tracy Boy TV, what's up, man? Why is Predict It so different? Is it seriously? I haven't been on Predict It. You know, I used to look at Predict It in 2022, though. Predict It's always been more liberal this cycle. I mean, these numbers are good if you can get it down to like 55-45 in terms of the popular vote. People are going to get confused. They'll be like, what is this? It's not the election odds. It's just the popular vote. The actual election odds are basically the same. You could argue they're even up since yesterday when I was streaming. They might have gone up like 0.2 or something, but it's basically 65-35. That's basically what it is. Trump is up 15 on Predict It. Well, that's still a lot. I mean, it's not 30, but it's still a decent amount. Imagine Rogan acting like an ABC. Yeah, it's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be hopefully a different type of podcast. I mean, with Trump, it's always the same stuff when they do these podcasts. That's why you saw PBD try and reinvent the wheel and ask him a bunch of different shit. Because Trump's going on everywhere doing these podcasts, and they're all trying to get angles and ask different type of questions. So they're like, these are new questions that Trump's never answered because Trump's been going on all these podcasts. But I think with Rogan, it'll be a bit different. What state is the biggest chance right now to flip Democrat Republican would be Arizona. Why did Nevada skyrocket for Trump? To me, it's a combination of just the polls there getting tighter, and also there was good early vote data, but mainly it's more so just a nationwide type thing. But you are right. I mean, Nevada did go pretty crazy. I mean, Trump's up. He's up higher in Nevada than he is, which I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't know if it's that Clark County data or what, but it is pretty crazy. They'll talk about Butler, UFOs, RFK, media manipulation. That's a really good bet. But I know there's also going to be stuff about him going and what's it like being president and everything like that, and trying to humanize him, questions like that. You pooped in the shower. Well, can't say I recommend doing that. Are you writing in Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban would love that. Yeah, Mark wants to be president, that's for sure. Are we just reacting to clips, or have they posted the full interview? I mean, I could probably find the full interview if you want me to watch it, but I don't know if I want to watch it, man. I mean, I think it was an NBC interview. Do you think that she'll win over Michigan and Wisconsin because of early votes? No, that's... I mean, winning because of early votes is... There's going to be less early votes than there was in 2020. That's... Can Trump realistically win Virginia? What is it, 83-17 now? Yeah, it'll be... There's going to be an updated poll out of Virginia. It wouldn't surprise me if this got a little bit closer, like 70-30 maybe. Right now, it's about 83-17. It might get down to like 70-30, 65-35, something like that. Cuban Eminem 2028. Well, yeah, we'll have to see some of the clips from Eminem. This is just a total joke. I mean, it is just pure desperation. I mean, they are desperate. They're bringing out Eminem now. Yeah, I mean, this early voting stuff is good news, but it's... Wow, Trump is actually doing... Is this Trump actually doing something right now?
Destroyed San...
I wonder if this is live or not. Man, they got good quality for X. This is better quality than YouTube. Is this live or not? In North... Oh, yeah, I think he said he was doing a rally at 7. Isn't Eminem and has been at this point? Yeah, those people never help them. They always hype it up. Like, look at the Taylor Swift thing. It did nothing.
In Alabama and Tennessee and Florida and South Carolina, the money was supposed to be spent in those states, and they don't have the money now. They don't have the money because they've spent hundreds, think of it, hundreds of millions of dollars they've spent flying migrants into states all over the country and letting them go through your porous wall. Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the smarts, or the strength to be president of the United States. She can't do the job. She's not mentally or physically able to do the job. And on top of all of it, she says she would not do anything differently. She would not do anything differently, she said, than crooked Joe Biden, which is disqualifying. When you see this tape, you're going to say she's disqualified. He's the worst president. 85% wrong direction. What would you do differently? Well, I can't think of anything now. Let's take a look.
You know what's disqualifying? Her answer about the biggest adversary being Iran. That's totally disqualifying. Dude, what in the hell is this? What happened to Tim Pool last night when he had a freaking stream and he's like, and what is he wearing? Gold shoes? Those are Trump shoes. Oh my God. Still do not have my ballot in Arizona. It's been 2 weeks. 1 in 10 Republicans we've talked to haven't received their ballot. What's going on?
But in the numbers, then why do you think that's not landing with voters? Because in the numbers, it's the opposite. Former President Trump leads you on this issue.
Well, when I'm out, this is why I'm going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just got in late this morning, actually. But going to 3 states.
She can't even remember Michigan.
Going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
I can't believe that woman shouldn't have done. She should not have helped her out. She should not have helped her out on that. That would have been hilarious to see how long that would have taken her to think of Michigan. Could you imagine? She'd be like, will there be a Halloween stream? Yeah, what should I dress up as? I might have to do, I don't know, a Halloween video or something, maybe. I mean, Halloween is like 5 days before the election. Like, Hawaii Stadium situation, it's one of the worst we've seen. It's horrible. They're going to be playing at that complex for the next 5 years minimum. They cannot find money. There's no money right now. Is early voting cutting into election day voting? Well, what do you mean by that? There's definitely way more early voting now. People just view it way more convenient than having a specific day they have to go vote. They can just, it's just a convenience thing. That's why early voting is taking off. I mean, in 2020, it was a completely different thing. The problem is 2020 made it okay for a lot of these states to say, oh, we don't have to, we don't have to have our full vote count by election night. But that was only supposed to be a 2020 thing. It was supposed to be isolated, but now it's coming to 2024. But I mean, the midterms were all right. Well, I guess there were some problems with the midterms as well, but early voting inevitably was always going to be a bigger thing, I think, just because it is, it's convenience. Everyone wants more convenience. Dress up as one of the 13 keys. Yeah, dude, that would be the ultimate troll. Just have a massive key costume. That's what Lickman should do. Is Crowder still a thing? Steven Crowder, louder with Crowder? I don't know. I have seen I've seen his X account. Yeah, he still does videos, I think. Jank is full MAGA. Yeah, well he's gonna go off on the establishment Dems. It's so obvious. He's ready for his blow up. So confused with Tim Pool. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Tim Pool. Why would Tim Pool end his show 2 weeks before the election? How does that make any sense? And I know he has another show, but his main show, the most popular one, he said he wants to end 2 weeks before the election. I don't understand that. People are speculating about it. The fake electorate plot. Well, listen, that was obviously not good, but you understand it was never going to pass. That plot never would have worked, even if it went through. See, that's a liberal fear-mongering tactic where they're like, Trump could have actually stole it with fake electors. No, he actually couldn't have. It's not possible. But I agree, it was bad. He's alive now? Yeah. What? So he just lied. He's like, tonight is the last show ever. Crystal Ball. Yeah, dude, what happened to Breaking Points? Dude, now they're like, oh my god, did you see the Breaking Points video today? They're like, there's a millionaire that's manipulating Poly Market. That's the only reason Trump is ahead. No, there's billions of dollars. There's like $62 billion in the market on Trump. $3 million is not a drop. And it's all the sports betting combined, too. All of them have the same thing. It's Trump 65%, 64%, 63%. But then they got this Poly Market boogeyman. Anyone heard of WWWG1WGA? I don't even know what you're talking about, man. You'd recommend looking it up and understanding how everything we're witnessing is all a part of the plan. Oh, so it's like a conspiracy type thing. The thing is, like, whenever I read off something like that, it's like, you know, you don't want it to be anything bad. Discord user, what's up, man? Trump minus 190. Yeah, that's like 65% chance to win. That's basically what that means, minus 190. Oh, Q stuff. Yeah, that stuff is not. That's not what we want. That makes Republicans not. That doesn't paint the Republicans in the best light. Let's be honest. Is Alabama football officially over? It's gonna be tough for them, man. It's gonna be tough.
This is a guy who also wants to replace every civil servant, every single one. Thinks he has a right under the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him. I mean, so I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We gotta lock him up. Politically.
That's dark Brandon for you. You know, you gotta feel like I'm just listening to this. I can't even hear. Like, the guy can barely talk. I mean, it's very sad. It is very sad. The guy is completely senile. Yeah, I know. That's the only takeaway I get from this. It's like he's saying to lock Trump up. It's like he's a dying snail, just like trying to get to water or something. Like this is like sad. People voted for this loon. I know. I love how everyone's takeaway is the same thing. Like, we don't even care what he's saying. It's just like the guy can barely, like, he can barely even. It's like it's hard for him to even say a sentence. The energy that it takes. It's sad. He's struggling. Everyone just has the same exact reaction. A snail that's covered in salts, melting away. 81 million votes. Hunter. When is the pardon coming for Hunter though? I mean, Hunter does have a movie about him. He's a big deal. You like the MAGA wearing Biden better? Yeah. He needs to put on a dark MAGA hat. That's what we need. Abraham Lincoln voted for Biden. Like, these polls are so... This polls, like, some of this stuff is here. I'll fill out a bunch of these for you guys. Most popular president ever, 81 million votes. Very realistic. All-time vote records in inner cities. It's realistic. Democrats, they called Trump Hitler. They say he's going to blow up the world. But they would never cheat, guys. It's so critical that you understand that. Oh my God. They said Trump is the worst thing in history and he would blow up the world, but oh my God, you're accusing them of cheating. How dare you? You're disgusting. Does Trump have a potty mouth? No, Trump's normally well-spoken. Do you like the way Donald Trump talks? It's very sexy. Can you name Kamala Harris's best quality? What even is this? This is not a yes or no question. This is a dumb question. I'm sorry. These are dumb questions. What grade do you give Donald Trump at McDonald's? That was a great thing Donald Trump did. Can Donald Trump play in the NFL? Yeah, Donald Trump is, he's a tight end. He's a tight end. Does Elon Musk love America? Absolutely. Is Elon Musk bankrolling Trump's campaign? No. Trump's got a lot of money. Do you look to Donald Trump as an example? An example of success. Oh, I did answer these questions, or I would have answered more, but... Donald, do you know who Tom McDonald is? I appreciate the 10. But look at this, look at this.
So look, if Jimmy Carter can vote early, you can too.
And then they just got, look at that. Oh.
So look, if Jimmy Carter can vote early, you can too.
Is that Biden? Oh, man. Who knows? It might, I mean, it's... What is her accent? Who knows? She's all over the place. Nobody even knows anymore. It's a different one every day. Yeah, apparently Jimmy Carter voted. They counted it. It's like, wow, he voted. They're bragging about it. Oh, yeah, he definitely voted. Tulsi Gabbard is officially a Republican now. Really? Is that something? Is that why everyone's talking about her in the chat? What's up with her stupid accent? Is she trying to sound Hispanic? That was almost like Southern or something. I don't know. It's like a jumbled mess of like 5 different things. A Nova crawler. Dude, I hated those Nova crawlers, man. God, those things were annoying. God, I hated the Nova crawlers. When they blew up, they blow up afterwards. They're a nuisance. They are a nuisance. Did you see Tim Walz call Elon Musk a dipshit for jumping at the rally? Really? Tim Walz is saying that after all the shit that he's done with the communist bow and the gay. And he's gonna say that? He's got it. You want to talk about a hypocrite? He shouldn't be making fun of anyone's actions on a stage. That's for sure. Doug Burgum. Yeah, bullshit. You got to stop with the fake. That's a bad troll. You're saying Doug Burgum endorsed Mark Cuban. Actually, it's a random troll. I'll give you credit for that. The kicking, the jazz hands, yeah, and then he's gonna be the one to. Tim Walz or Tim Kaine? I think Kaine was better, and I'm not even saying that as biased in the moment. I mean, I think at least Kaine didn't say anything that embarrassed and was. Walz is just a. I mean, no, you know what Democrats would say? Walz is more likable than Kaine, because Kaine is just like kind of a. He's just a boring white generic dude. So they would actually say Kaine is better because he's more likable. Because he's more like a. He just like throws his hands around and everything. The Fox News decision desk guru said it may take days for them to call the election. Should we be worried that they will cheat? Well, they've been saying to everyone it might take days, but if you actually look at the way that they count votes now in Michigan, it should be on election night, because they changed it now where and the lady even said they changed it now to where they can count the votes earlier. They're the mail-in votes like Florida, so I think it'll be better. I think we'll know. I mean, this should be a blow. Well, I don't know about a blowout, but this should be a clear Trump victory, and we should know. And you've got Trump right now with a very good chance to win, let's just say. Although it did go down by 0.4. Gold and silver looking good this week. You know, it's been a bad week for altcoins, that's for sure. Kaine is another asshole. Yeah, he's just another politician, just completely irrelevant. He's got an election in Virginia. Trump on Rogan Friday. Yeah, I talked about it. I'm just wondering, dude, I hope, you know the thing with Trump and Rogan? I hope they upload that on Friday. Because if they upload it on Saturday, it's going to be annoying. I'd rather just react to it on Friday night rather than Saturday with everything that goes on the weekends and stuff. I'm guessing they're going to want to get it out ASAP, so it'll probably go up Friday. That's my guess, but I don't know exactly. Trump at Penn State. Is Penn State at... Penn State is host... Wait, no. Penn State is on the road. He can't be. That's a troll, bro. Come on. Because Penn State's at Wisconsin, I believe. Will Cal beat Tim Kaine? It's unlikely, man. I mean, I guess it's hard. I don't know, man. The thing with Virginia is they will, you know, maybe they view him as like not as obnoxious as Trump. And I mean, look at Youngkin, he won, so maybe he can win. I don't know. But I mean, the polls have not been good for him against Kaine. Trump on Rogan. I mean, it's certainly a fun. I don't know if it's an October. It's not really an October surprise, but it's good to see. Penn State plays Wisconsin. Yeah, on the road. You think Rogan will be more or less than an hour 30? I think they'll get him to do more than an hour 30. But you're right, it's going to be shorter than the normal. They always are shorter. Get Trump on College Game Day. Yeah, that's what people were saying, but they would never do it. ESPN would never do it. Tim Pool just dropped one of his employees, it looks like, huh? Will Kerry Lake win? It depends how much Trump wins by. November 5th, Trump wins. Crosby to the Lions. Max Crosby? Yeah, maybe that will happen with Hutchinson getting injured. I don't know, man. With Kerry Lake, it's going to be tough. Adam, what's up, man? Who are you reacting? Well, dude, I don't even know if I'll be. I mean, it's just gonna be a whirlwind, honestly, man. It's gonna be a lot going on if Trump wins. Let's be honest. I mean, I guess I'll try and make the rounds to the different networks, but it's like, what would be a sign for New Mexico to flip? I mean, more positive polling, I guess. Arizona being even more red, like a 5 or 6 point win for Trump. Stuff like that, I'd say. Pepe, what's up? "45 minutes of politics, 45 minutes, bears, alien." Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of that. He's probably going to ask him about the UFOs and what he knows and what they're allowed to disclose on that. Stream 7 to, yeah, it'll probably start before 7, but it'll just go until it gets decided, which, I don't know. Some people are saying it might be decided by midnight. I don't know if it's going to be that early. It's hard to really say. Has Trump done the Pat McAfee podcast? I don't believe so, no. Will Van Jones be crying on election night? I think, yeah, as long as it's decided, he'll tear up. Either way, by the way, but he'll be pissed. He'll be real angry. Well, he always cries in general anyways. He at least gets teary-eyed. What makes you so confident that Trump will win? Democrat supporters are just as confident. Really? I don't think so. I think a lot of the Democrats are now conceding that Trump's going to win some of the swing states, and they're like, well, Harris will win, but it's going to be really close. See, a lot of the Democrats are saying it's like 50-50. They're just coping. All Republicans are saying it's a clear Trump victory. Democrats are like, well, it's 50-50 from what I've seen. They're like, well, it's close. That's what they're saying. Which is what you say when you're losing. You're worried about riots? I don't think there's going to be riots if Trump wins. If there are riots, it's going to make them look even worse than they already are if Trump wins. Eminem endorsed Kamala. Yeah, it's meaningless. I think isn't Eminem? They said Eminem was introducing. Like, is Eminem even on here? Like, let's see if Eminem came out.
Spent his entire
oh my God, no! I guess I'm
trying to.
Well, let's see.
Come on.
Yeah, here's Eminem.
And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Like when Trump got thrown in jail for being president.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and
Izzo got 2.3 million, dude. Did you see that? It's crazy.
many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
It's Obama for the 50th time. Yay! Now this is a message to the brothers.
I gotta say,
yeah, that's enough of Obama. We've heard the speech 100 times, Barack, and I've heard Trump's speeches 100 times as well. We're just waiting. Minnesota returns. Republicans winning Minnesota early. It's early. I want to caution people. It's early. We'll see what happens. But I mean, Republicans winning Minnesota in early voting. Pretty funny. Breaking news. Breaking alert. Now, this was actually released 2 hours ago. Yeah, Usher was also doing it. I mean, it's all just... They're bringing out everyone they can at this point. I'm surprised they haven't done a rally with Swift yet. Leading report got banned for a few hours. For what? What did leading report get banned for? Thank you for cutting Obama off. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, I'm not going to sit there and listen to another one. I mean, it's the same shit every time. Is Rogan Trump's main event? Yeah, it's the big one. Swift appearance fee, $10 million. They probably will pay it, knowing them. They're so desperate. I mean, they've got the money to pay it too. They've got way more money. Or I mean, I don't know their finances, but they spend way more money than Trump. The campaign, at least. It's Bill Gates. Who saw Bill Gates? He, I guess, gave $50 million. $50 million that I guess he wants public to Harris. I'm sure it's a lot more than that in terms of influence. What is the bigger cope, 13 keys or firewall? Come on, it's got to be the 13 keys. But the firewall is pretty funny. I think the firewall got hacked. The firewall. No, I think it's got to be the 13 keys. You got to go with the OG. Come on. I mean, the 13 keys. It is the ultimate religion. You know. Wait, if they had a subreddit called 13 keys, there's no way I could do it, man. There's no way. They got a subreddit 538, people were telling me. Did Trump really fly a banner over Taylor Swift's concert? I didn't see that. It may have been like a supporter or something. I don't know. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to be in the airspace during a Taylor Swift concert. I don't know how that works. Yeah, Project 2025, fascist. 13 keys or January 6th? I don't know, man. January 6th. It's like the 13 keys. The 13 keys is, I mean, it's a king, but January 6th is the ultimate demigod. I mean, it's January 6th is everything. It is life. It is its own ecosystem. It's its own entire world. January 6th. It's everything. I mean, they had, they had a private session investigating with a bunch of liberals, the special counsel for January 6th. I mean, that was a full-blown religion. They would go to church. It would be for January 6th. January 6th is next level. I mean, you could say Project 2025. It's they talk about it a lot, but January 6th, it's like Project 2025. It's like a mountain range in Colorado, but January 6th is Mount Everest. Okay, that's Jeff. I appreciate it, man. Russia, yeah, Russia's got to be number. Well, Russia might be number one. I think Russia might be number. Well, I don't know. January 6th might have taken over. They can't really use the Russia anymore. Obama keeps doing rallies more than Kamala does. It's basically the same. It's pretty pathetic, yeah. Obama's speaking more than Kamala. The lefty lunatics are gonna have their own January 6th. Oh, that would be crazy, man. That would be the full circle. We would come full circle if that happened. We would. And Kamala did say that she's gonna challenge the election results. And she's got people in place to it. January 6th is the holy grail. Yeah, the Russian hoax, though. Yeah, Russia might have gotten... I think Russia got bumped down to second, unfortunately, for Russia. I mean, it's just the boy who cried Russia. The boy who cried January 6th. They might have to carve a statue for January 6th. Yeah, they're going to have to, there's going to be apparently there's a January 6th museum that will be, apparently, Destiny said he's got, $1 million he wants to invest into, a January 6th memorial museum. A January 6th memorial? There's actually a Reddit for January 6th. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. There's a subreddit for January 6th. Oh, man. Calling for capital consequences. Oh, God. Oh, man. What do you think of Lichman? Lickman, is he sweating? Well, I think he's delusional at this point, honestly. What percent would you say she has of winning? Percent chance Kamala has of winning? Like, my personal thing, my personal percentage, I think it's down to about 10%, honestly. I mean, it's just an arbitrary number. I mean, it's just, I don't think she's winning. I mean, listen, you never know in an election, right? You never know. You gotta, it's all about day of turnout and everything like that. You can't say for certainty one way or another. How will the subreddit react? Well, the subreddit will turn from a January 6th, like, we hate January 6th, to let's do January 6th. Because Russia stole it. No, they're not going to do that, but it would be hilarious. I mean, we got to come. Do you think North Korea is really sending troops to Ukraine? Well, I did see that reported. I saw Alex Jones say that they were sending troops to Ukraine. Yeah, I think North Korea just wants to be involved, man. They really do. North Korea is going to end up getting themselves blown up. To me, it seems inevitable. Lego January 6th, the video game. There was a funny meme of like a Lego set for January 6th. Oh, man. It's like a fake Lego set. Ages 14 and up, or it might have been ages 6 and up, but it was just like, it had the dude, and it had a few minifigures, the dude with the costume. People on Reddit swear a Kamala landslide is coming. Yeah, it's just delusional. Yeah, I'd probably still continue the political content. Obviously, it's gonna get toned down a little bit. It'll get toned down. Will Red Eagle come back on my show? I could probably message Red Eagle on Discord and try and get him back on. What do you think of the server information board? I thought it looked good, man. It looks good. Alex Jones claiming Trump is up 25 nationally. He's like, yeah, I mean, the polls will say Trump's up by 3, but nationally, really, the internal stuff, Trump's up like 15 points. he's like, the internal stuff is where Trump's really up by 20. Obama rapped a verse. You're probably trolling me, man, knowing you. January 6th heist, DLC, and GTA 6. They'd probably cancel GTA 6. The Democrats would. It's insensitive. I mean, January 6th was like, I mean, some of them do believe it's worse than 9/11 because they say, well, because it's a threat against the Constitution, that's a bigger scale than 9/11. That's what they'll try and argue. They'll say because of that. Will you do another call-in stream? I don't know how I would do that, man. To guard, I don't think it's impossible at this point. Because how would I guard against the trolls? I mean, there's already Kamala trolls in here, anyways. It would just be wrecked. Will North Carolina flip? I don't think so, man. I know there's a big narrative right now that North Carolina react to a Jubilee video. Dude, they won't allow you. That you won't. Well, at least for my channel. You're right. I have seen other people react to Jubilee, but when I did it, they took my live stream down. Discord link is in the community tab on my YouTube channel. I think it's still active. If it's not, then just let me know, but I think it's still active. Obama actually rapped it. Because the thing is, that dude trolls a lot. Write in Joe Biden.
Because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
Look at Trump.
I'm joining the party of the people, the party of equality, the party that was founded to fight against and end slavery in this country. It is the party of common sense and the party that is led by a president who has the courage and strength to fight for peace.
Yeah, people are already saying Vance Tulsi 2028, huh? You should do a stream reacting to Jubilee and Saturday. Yeah, that would be like that would be a boom. They would eliminate me immediately. that would be both of them combining. It would be like their interns like coming together and just both swiping me offline. Well, that's good news. I think we knew it was going to happen, but that's good news. But see, the thing is, this is what I'll say about this. They claim that Trump is this horrible, like, threat to democracy. Why would Tulsi Gabbard, a former liberal who's very just, you know, common sense, she's not crazy, why would she become a Republican and do the, I mean, she's campaigning for Trump. It ruins their entire idea of, there's no way somebody like Tulsi would be doing this. And they're like, well, she's grifting. But it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like the way they fearmonger about Trump, the actions don't match what they say at all from these people. I mean, even RFK Jr. was a liberal. Now he's supporting Trump, was an independent. Vance Tulsi, it would be a very hard ticket to beat, yeah. They'll say she's a Russian asset. It doesn't matter. It doesn't work anymore. It's the boy who cried wolf. Who gives a shit? Whatever they claim about Russia. You can't allow them to do that. They just lie. They lie. Nobody believes you anymore. They keep talking about Russia. Is Liz Cheney yeah? Oh, that's a trade. Tulsi for Liz Cheney for Tulsi. Republicans get. I think that's a good trade. What if Trump came on the mic and was just like, "We just traded Liz Cheney for Tulsi"? I think that's a good trade for us. They said I'm the best at trade. React to Benny Johnson's thumbnails. Yeah, you seen those? Those are some weird things, man. Benny boy, Benny Johnson. The thumbnails, man. He's got the interns working hard on that. Should I hire Benny Johnson's? No, I can't do that. You don't want to steal another YouTuber's thunder. If you've got signature thumbnails, you got to kind of leave it alone. You can't take their thunder. Kevin in Home Alone 2 was a Russian asset. Well, it makes sense. I mean, Trump made it. Remember Trump's cameo? Yeah, it's understandable. Wait, do you know what Canada did? Canada took Trump's cameo out of the Home Alone movie. It was a 1-second thing where he tells Kevin, I don't know where his room was or something, and Canada took it out. It's like, oh my God, Trump is in the movie. You got to take it out. It's like, what are we doing? Well, I think Canada's getting more conservative, but man. Celtics up by 26, really? Yeah, well, that's a bad performance for the next first game. You should make some custom. I mean, every thumbnail I make is technically custom. I make all the thumbnails. A lot of the times, it depends with thumbnails. You'll get different opinions and stuff. But a lot of the times, less is more with thumbnails. You don't want there to be a ton of shit in them. Do you think the UK is lost? It's hard to say because technically the UK went more right, even though the Labour won the election. They did go more right in their election. So did France, but the Liberals won that as well. So it's like some of there was something I saw I saw Britain is like pressuring people within like, I don't know if it's some agency within the United States to like take Musk off of Twitter or something, or like get rid of Twitter. I don't know if they're gonna ban Twitter in the UK or what. It's a mess though. Or ban X. Trade Mitt Romney for RFK. I think Mitt Romney will never be like a liberal. I don't know if he'll go as far as Liz Cheney. Do you watch Officer Tatum? I mean, I know who that is. The big YouTuber. Yeah. I mean, I don't really watch him, but I know who that is. I've probably seen a few of his videos at some point. They put people in jail for years for online posts. I know, it's crazy when that happened. Like emojis too. Some of the stuff was like emojis. Who do you think is going to win the World Series? I think probably the Dodgers, man. I mean, I think the Dodgers are just more complete. Where will the Rays end up playing? Probably the Yankees spring training facilities, if I had to guess. Trump barbershop in the Bronx. I did see that. I for whatever reason, I didn't. There was no actual video of it, though. I mean, I'm sure it's on his YouTube, probably. Wow, North Carolina, Trump not close, not a swing state. These are very bullish predictions. I don't know about this. Is Mitt Romney voting for Harris? No, I don't think he's voting for Harris. I'm guessing he's just not voting, but I don't know. I haven't really followed Mitt Romney much recently. If he was voting for Harris, he already would have came out and said some bullshit about, he just, there would have been some spotlight about it or something. Fox posted the barbershop video. Fox News did. Edward, I appreciate it, man. I gotta change that logo. Polymarket claims there are only 6 swing states. Now, Polymarket doesn't claim anything. It's just a betting site. Trump +8 in North Carolina. That's hard to believe, man. I mean, who knows? This definitely seems like it's a little bit too bullish for Trump, if I had to say. Trump leads Latinos by 11 points. I mean, if this holds, this is USA Today too. I don't even know what this guy is talking about. Dude, if you have Discord problems, can you please just leave it there? I mean, Jesus Christ. Polymarket election prediction on election day. I'd say Trump Trump 62 to 38, honestly, if I had to say. That's a good question. That's a good question. Voting for Trump here in Wisconsin, a lot of enthusiasm. Yeah, well, it is early. It is early voting opening in Wisconsin. I saw that. I think Wisconsin's very similar to Pennsylvania and Michigan. Never thought North Carolina was in jeopardy. Neither did I. I mean, it's just common sense. It's like if Trump won it in 2016 and 2020, even though it got closer in 2020, that's what they'll argue. It got closer. So then they'll be able to flip it. But it's such a more positive environment for Trump. If he won it in 2020, it's hard for him. I mean, even if the state is slightly left, the overall nation is going to the right. So I think that'll more than make up for, especially if like Trump's approval rating is a lot better and everything like that. Is there any bad news for Trump? Right now, I don't really see much bad news for Trump. I mean, you could say a poll here and there. I mean, Trump's not out. Not every poll is going to be perfect, let's be honest. So there's a few polls that have not been amazing. But, you know, it's not, I don't think there's anything in terms of bad news for Trump right now. I think for Harris, out of the Harris campaign, they're saying there's leaks that it's really bad in Michigan. Why do other platforms show that Kamala is winning right now? Well, the only thing you could say Kamala is winning would be the popular vote average. That's it, which really doesn't matter. And actually, if you factor in everything, it's not good that she's winning by 0.9 or 0.8. That's the only thing she's winning. And that's not, you're not winning the election by winning this by 0.8. This is the popular vote. This is the only thing they'll talk about is like in terms of her actually winning something right now, it would be this 0.9. But again, if she wins this by 0.9, she loses the election. So it's manipulation if they're saying that she's winning. She is not winning any of the swing states. If you look at the overall aggregate, even 538 now, you know, with the way that they pick and choose all the liberal polls to weight them, they've even flipped it to basically 50-50. They're in Texas. Dude, they were probably in Texas for campaign, for fundraiser. Because you go to a big state like Texas, get a lot of money, but I don't know, man. I mean, that's bad. I know they're trying to say, well, it's for the Senate. Why do you go to Texas, though? And then people are saying she's trying to keep the popular vote. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense trying to keep the I mean, if it's that bad. Bet 1,000 on popular vote now. Yeah, I think the popular vote's going to continue to go up for Trump. I do think that. The odds are, I'm saying. Look how far she is behind Biden. Yeah, I know. Well, they'll say there's a correction. That's what they'll argue. I really hope you prove me wrong and Trump is victorious. Well, look, you know, we've got Atlas Intel, we've got the Gallup Party ID. It looks like a very good chance Trump wins. Yes, Trump wins Texas by 7.1. Yeah, I could see that. I would honestly say like a little bit late. I'd say like 6.5, but there have been more positive polls. Does Bronny James play on opening night? Yeah, they'll put him in for like 2 minutes probably to play with LeBron, I'm guessing. In the name of liberty, what's up, man? Jenks meltdown. Yeah, his meltdown's gonna be nice. He'll go after the Democratic establishment 1,000%. Kamala in Texas to do Joe Rogan. Really? Imagine. I mean, that would be the time to do it, right? That would be some podcast. I would love that, man. God, I'd love that. How's Kamala doing amongst whites? Need to factor in college and non-college educated voters by gender. Well, she's losing whites, obviously. And I mean, I mean, I would have to go to the breakdown to show you, but it's pretty with whites. I mean, the hope is that it's worse than it was in 2020. But apparently what we're seeing now is a lot less minorities going to the polls, at least with the early voting, which obviously is good for Trump. there's a in terms of the, I mean, it's hard to compare early voting, but it looks like there's a lower amount. Trump on Rogan on Friday. Yep, that's gonna be epic. Are you aware the Atlantic is posting a fake story about Trump? I mean, they always post that. They're flailing really bad. They just posted that Trump is Hitler, but they said, I'm being honest, they just posted that today. They said Trump is Hitler. Literally, that's not like a meme. Trump on Rogan's going to be very good for him. It's just more good. I mean, maybe Harris has to do Rogan to try and stem the amount of publicity he's going to get from that. Because Trump's going to get she cannot afford to have Trump dominate the media for 2 or 3 days with clips going on Rogan. She's already losing. So she's going to have to do something. She is going to have to do something. The pro-abortion female vote makes me nervous. In 2022, it was a problem. I don't think it's going to be a big problem in 2024. I think you look at everything, even CNN says abortion's like the 4th biggest issue. Trump leads the top 3 issues. You're not going to lose an election if you lead the top 3 issues. Trump needs to have a good interview. He'll have a good interview because Rogan will be able to carry the conversation along, and they'll talk about stuff that really relates to, like, it's going to be it's a different version of Trump where it's going to be about kind of behind the scenes on it's going to humanize him. Trust me, I've wanted Trump to do this interview forever because it's going to be good. Maybe Hillary will show up. Man, I don't know if you guys have looked at Hillary's approval rating, but like just with average Americans, she's at like -30 now. Like everyone hates Hillary now. It's crazy. Imagine where we were in 2016 with Trump and Hillary compared to where we are now and how Trump is viewed. It's just crazy. Yepers. I can't believe that dude said that. That was a nice little Broadway play. You know that, right? The government's closing in. Wasn't that bad? I didn't break any laws. And you marched into the US Capitol. Amazing. Oh, there was a clip about Harris and abortion. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to find it. But yes, Tulsi is now officially a Republican. This is a poll from a while ago. Insider advantage. Isn't it funny how Republicans suddenly stopped caring about Hunter Biden? Well, Joe's not running. I think that's got a little something to do with it. Kill Musk's Twitter. This has got to be fake. Center of Countering Digital Hate reveal their primary goal is to kill Musk's Twitter by targeting oh my god. They're going to target advertisers and leveraging regulations against the platform. You think mainstream media and left-leaning pollsters are finally adjusting to more accurate predictions to say, yeah, a lot of them have done that within the past, 3 weeks. Like, it was 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, there were a few, NBC, CBS, they both came out with new polls, and it was a 4-point swing from Harris to saying that, now they're all saying it's tied, basically. Because originally they had Harris up by, in terms of the popular vote, by 3 or 4, now they're all saying it's tied. That's why the popular vote advantage for Harris has gone down a point in terms of the average. Trump could win New Mexico with the new Hispanic poll. I mean, maybe, you never know. No, it's real. It's been confirmed. I mean, is it really? Well, this is the EU. They remember, didn't they say they were going to ban Elon Musk's DMAGA 50X? Oh, we need that, dude. We need that. But dude, you know the thing with DMAGA is, I think we're going to have to. The thing is, I wanted to hedge because I thought it was going to, and maybe it still will. I mean, there's still 2 weeks to go before the election, but I thought it was going to go up before so I could hedge it. Because obviously, if Trump wins, I do think it's going to boom, but if he loses, it's going to tank. So it's like, we just got to hold it. We just got to dry hold the coin. I mean, through the entire, because if it's not going to go up, I'm not going to sell the thing. But it's like, I want it to go up before so I can at least hedge. And in case something crazy happens, like he loses and it tanks, I still made money off of it, But it's like, if it's not going to go up, I'm not going to sell it for, I mean, you think it would go up at some point with the election coming up, but Politify has gotten crushed with crypto. Will Trump leave NATO? I'm not sure he can leave NATO. Well, it's very complicated because we have military bases in a lot of those countries. I mean, I guess we could do a different deal rather than NATO. I mean, imagine Putin starts negotiating something about leaving NATO. Yeah, that would not, because it would make Trump look bad if something like that happened. They would basically call Trump Putin's bitch if that got negotiated. But I mean, leaving NATO is very complicated. But I agree. I think there should be I was told it was impossible to enforce, but some type of tax on NATO where the NATO countries pay the United States money for us to be in the agreement, because we're basically the leaders. So we should get money because we're the number one threat that everyone looks at in the East. Everyone blames America. So shouldn't we get money from the countries just for protecting them? I mean, I actually think we should get money from them. I'm not lying. Biggest fear is Trump win and Biden green light strikes in Russia because they have nothing to lose. Well, that would just be horrific, man, if that happened. So you're going to hand Trump World War III? Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would happen. I mean, that would be just next level catastrophe and just, I mean, they'd be just throwing lives away out of spite, basically. You do worry about Biden saying fuck it and starting the war. Yeah, but how about like having a legacy like that? I don't know, man. It's World War III is like fucking crazy, dude. I can't see them doing that. I mean, who knows though? World War III, we're all dead. I don't know about that. It wouldn't surprise me if people are real timid in World War III to launch nukes. It's probably I think it's more of a drone war, and then World War IV, it gets real bad. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think people automatically think, nobody really knows what's going to happen. People think, well, it's just automatically going to be this massive nuclear war. I mean, I don't want World War III to happen, obviously, but I'm not sure it's gonna be an automatic. I think there's gonna be a lot of timid feeling out if something like that happened, and there's gonna be a lot of ground troops, a lot more ground troops than people expect, or at the start at least. Alex Jones says World War III will happen I know he does. He does say that a lot. It's impossible to actually gauge when World War III will happen. The only things we know is that there is an invasion, and I never thought it would happen. I never thought you'd get a Russia invading Ukraine in the 21st century, but World War III will be crazy. I think Russia, Iran, and China team up. Yeah, North Korea. That's what they're talking about. And then it'll be interesting to see what India does. And then, of course, we've got the NATO fucking European Union shit that we have. Great. What happens in Polymarket if it's a tie? Well, it can't be a tie. Somebody's gonna end up winning. But I think that whoever wins via the tiebreaker ends up winning, because it's decided, I think, by the House or whatever. I do remember when Alex came at Trump with the airstrikes in Syria. That was like back in 2018. World War III or Civil War more likely? I'd say World War III. Civil War is just impossible. It seems impossible. Haven't heard a lot from Tucker recently. I did just see Tucker have one of his podcasts. I saw a clip from his podcast, but I agree with you. Rob Dog, I never thought in my lifetime Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama would be absolutely irrelevant. Yeah, well, they're sending Obama out there literally every day now, like dangling him. Every rally he's out there. World War V, I don't think it's probably not going to be a World War V, Ben. One way or another, there probably won't be. If Trump wins, will down vote change the House and Senate? Well, it depends. If Trump wins the popular vote, I think the Republicans are guaranteed to take the House, because it would be a lot of down ballot voting for Republicans, because that would mean that Trump overperformed in so many places, and you're talking about a lot of smaller races where there would be down ballot voting, and Trump would carry people over for. I mean, right now I think the House is 50-50 in terms of odds. So if Trump ends up winning the popular vote or coming in within a point, I think they got a good chance at the House. And the Senate, obviously, Trump is pretty much outperforming all the senators right now in the Republican races. They know they fucked up by handing the nomination to Harris. Yeah, well, there is some buyer's remorse. It looks like some of the people are like, yeah, this probably wasn't a good idea. They see the writing on the wall. They know they're going to lose. And they're like, well, I mean, I still think Biden would have lost. He's a corpse at this point. Nobody, but they're saying, well, maybe Biden could have potentially, we could have came back with him even after the horrible debate. When will the Joe Rogan? I'm hoping that Rogan Trump thing gets released on Friday, but I don't know. Either Friday or Saturday, it's going to be released. Reports came out a few weeks ago. He was waiting for the election to finish before approving the strikes, which would obviously be catastrophic. Yeah, that would be terrible. Will you have a map up? Yeah, I'll have one of the maps up, the live maps. That'll be a screen that's up. Who was the last Dem to lose Michigan? Well, I mean, it was Hillary in 2016. It was recent. Rogan said Friday, yeah, but sometimes they don't upload it till Saturday. It'll just depend. Yeah, I'll be live streaming election night. What makes you think so they won't steal the election? It'll be a lot harder. The election's a lot more transparent. Republicans are ready for all that shit, and also you don't have to deal with COVID, so it's going to be less craziness going around in general. Could popular vote ever get to 50-50? I think it could get to 50-50. I mean, it's trending that way. I don't know if it will, but it could. It could get pretty close. When will you upload your last 2 election predictions? Well, my last election prediction will probably be like the Saturday before the election, I would say. What do you think of the DOJ suing Virginia, removing illegal? I know that's been happening in every state. The DOJ is suing these states for removing illegals from the voting, and then liberals say, well, they're actually registered to vote, so that's why they're suing them, or they're not doing it lawfully or something. You can't remove. I mean, they're removing illegal voters from the voter roll, and they're saying you can't do that. It's unbelievable. But then they got their side, and all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this live stream, though. I'm gonna end it off here. I think tomorrow we do have the Kamala Harris CNN town hall. So there'll be a Kamala town hall. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I react to it after? Should I do it live? It kind of works better than when I reacted to the thing after. So, but the problem is it's at 9 o'clock. That's the issue. Will you be streaming the draft when? Oh my god, dude! Imagine the shit show that would be if there was a draft with social media. Oh my god. You notice they never suggested negotiations. The liberals never do, ever. They say it's an ironclad. They want Ukraine to win, and if you want peace, it's appeasement to Russia. Trump is up by 26 in Poly. Do it live. Like, watch it live. I know, it's probably better to watch it live, but then I can't really react to it as well. It's hard. Didn't Tim Pool quit? I don't know. I heard he was streaming tonight. I saw last night he was like, it's my last stream or something, but he's back streaming tonight. He's doing his show. All right, guys. Good night.